Hey everybody, welcome back to Visions, Veiled and Violent. Last episode, our band of intrepid heroes managed to extricate my character, the overly curious halfling Nevitz, along with his protective barbarian big brother Adwale, from the smoke-filled chamber, avoiding a fight with whatever lived in the room's central pit. Unable to ascend the rope that had been burned through with some form of acid, the wary hanataz barricaded themselves in the cocoon room to recover some of their strength. While there, however, Nevitz heard a whispering voice in his head that was just beyond recognition, but which he and more feared may be related to the druid's new gift. That fear was further intensified when the rogue Luthander heard the same whispers and experienced the same resulting nosebleed. Committed to the adage that the best way out is through, the young zatis pushed deeper into the tunnels, making two significant discoveries. In another altar room, more surprisingly, if probably disingenuously, prayed to the voice in her head and received several scrolls. In that same room, the second discovery was an enormous spider that, even more surprisingly, was won over to the party's side by Jericho when she used a scroll to heal the monster's wounds. Committed to helping its new friends escape from their predicament and avoid being hurt by the bad thing again, Spider Robert ascended the well and was in the process of anchoring the climbing rope with his own webbing, when Adwale heard the strange, yet unmistakable sound of even larger spider legs coming from the direction of the room filled with purple smoke.
As we left off last week, the group had ended having befriended a giant spider that they had named Robert and convinced it to climb out of the old well and anchor a rope for them to escape. However, as they were in the process of enacting this plan, Adwale spied the approach of a large creature similar to the ones that you had faced before, but on a much bigger scale and of a seemingly more advanced evolution of unnatural abomination. So as it is forcing its way down the tunnel towards you, we go to the party to determine how they will face this threat.
So Adwale is taking the front. That's a given. I'm assuming that it's not all the way through that passageway, right?
Nope, it's coming its way slowly but surely. But it's so big that it's struggling to get its way all the way through.
I will stand somewhere near the entrance from where that tunnel opens, that way it's harder for it to get through, and it only attacks me.
Can I perceive how many hit points it has?
You know what? Luthander, give me a nature check on this thing.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, thanks for humoring me.
Yeah, well, why not?
Natural 20.
Let's go.
Natural 20.
Woo! There it is.
So Luthander, you feel a moment of being touched by the Zionthus itself, the power that infuses all of the world of Zionthus. And you intuit in that moment that this thing has more hit points than any of you put together.
Oh.
I am going to turn to everyone and say exactly that. What you
What's
just
a hit
heard,
point?
what you just didn't hear from the voice, I'm going to relay in those words. That's quite compelling, Nate.
That's my job.
I'm going to, and I'm going to say, can we distract this thing long enough to get out of here?
I might be able to, in some way.
And then I'll look at more and say, and ask how long this is going to take. The spider.
Before I follow up with that question, I wanted to backtrack to when the spider ran in and he roared. Did I understand what it had said?
No. It is not a natural creature.
Interesting. Okay, I'm just gonna yell up, Robert! How much longer, Robert?
And then you hear from the top of the well, your spider friend shouting back, I'm doing my best!
He's doing his best, Lathander, okay?
Also, I am a spider. I do not understand time.
Oh, God.
Picking up on the fact that we're probably not going to get out of this boss fight, Nevitz is going to run up to Adwale and pull out the scroll of false life and cast it on him as Adwale is running up to block the door.
The false life level 1 necromancer spell is going to give 1d4 plus 4 temporary hit points to Adwale, if you'd be so kind as to roll.
2 on the die for 6 HP.
6
21.
extra hit points to Adwale.
And following that, can I go ahead and cast protection from poison on Adwale as well?
You sure can. So protection from poison, second level spell that gives Adwale advantage on saving throws against being poisoned and resistance to poison damage. So only take half poison damage. Might be helpful in the very near future.
Not taking his eyes off the spider just in case. Jericho, you can cast minor illusion. That's cantrip, can't you?
I mean, yeah. I'm going to make as big of a fire as possible right in front of this thing, just to freak it out.
Let's see if it can detect the illusion.
I think it's DC 14.
As you cast your spell, you see that the magical illusory flames burst to life in the corridor in front of it.
Yeah,
and,
I want it to be on the ground right in front of where it's at, like as it's coming towards.
All right, and so it stops, rearing up slightly as it lets out another angry. And this is where the spider uses what is called a legendary action, which allows it to act at the end of another character's turn to belch forth a string of necrotic web at Jericho.
Dude,
That stuff sizzles, I'm telling you.
And the spider rolls a 21.
That's gonna hit.
Jericho, you take 2 necrotic damage, and you are currently restrained unless you can make a DC 12 strength check.
Okay, let's see what I can do. Oh, that fell off.
It's the biggest D20 ever.
That is a 12.
12 on the dot. Okay, and so even though the web burns where it touches you, you manage to fight your way through, flexing your powerful mime muscles and getting your way out of that corridor.
I'm flexing. I'm doing the Mr. Universe poses as I'm ripping out of the
Beautiful,
twink
beautiful.
arms.
More, what do you do?
Before I can really do anything, I want to help Adewale, so I'm going to run over to Jericho and just reach out my hand, mage armor, and try to get the scroll from her, because she has the mage armor scroll, and cast it on myself.
You cast mage armor, which gives you a bonus to your armor class.
I think it's Dex plus, what was it again?
13 plus your Dex modifier.
Okay, cool.
You now have armor class with 13 plus dexterity. Well, Luthander, what are you doing as you watch this thing, being momentarily held at bay by the false flames as this belching necrotic webbing at Jericho?
So I have my rapier. I want to switch to my short bow.
Okay.
And can I change weapons and attack?
Yeah.
And do I have a clear shot?
More
There's
or less,
a lot
yeah.
happening in front of me. Okay.
You're an expert 16-year-old bowman. What could possibly go wrong?
Nothing. Nothing's gone wrong so far. Everything's worked out exactly the way we thought it would. So I will.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I'm going to take a shot. I'm going to take a shot at our new friend.
Has it really gone our way?
8 plus 6 is a 14.
You fire off the bow, and the arrow deflects off of the thing's chitinous hide.
Oof.
Oh.
Nevitz, what are you doing at this time?
Again, so he just cast a spell on Adewale, as Adewale is standing before this creature, and he knows if Adewale, can somehow...
Well, it's not in front of me quite yet.
Oh. Is it not in front of you?
No,
Wait, it's
blocked
not in
off by
melee
the
yet.
illusionary-
But in that case, I would just take one shot with the sling then, preparing to run under it, if it does come through the flame.
Slingshot, got it. Okay.
Sure. So,
Fire away, Nevitz.
a 3 on the die is going to miss for an adjusted 9.
Yep, that's not going to do it. Adewale, what you got?
I'm gonna take my javelin with pinpoint accuracy and the strength of 10,000 men. I'm gonna throw the javelin and try to nudge it right in the joint of one of its legs to either center it off balance or slow it down in some kind of way.
For 200 points of damage.
Make it 3.
20 total. 14 on the die, 6 adjusted, 20.
Yep, that's going to hit. Roll the damage.
Javelin damage. Go.
1 million.
Yeah.
$1 million.
One.
Money shot.
1d6 plus strength.
Okay, thank you. Plus 4, 7.
7. And so the javelin glances off the hide of this thing, leaving a long, nasty gash along its side. And it oozes greenish purple fluid as the beast roars, pain and anger charging towards Adewale.
And then, before you continue on, I did want to bonus action rage after the fact I threw that. Not before.
And so the spider is ignoring the illusory flames that give off no heat in its desperate rage to sink its fangs into Adewale. It leaps at him for a bite. That is a natural 1. So the thing lunges for you. Adewale, how do you dodge this thing's horrible sideways maw?
I'm quite honestly just gonna keep the flat of the blade and shove it in its maw to push it away. That's the most basic way that he thinks to keep it away from not getting past him. He's just gonna use his body as a shield for his family.
As you're holding the flat of the blade to keep its fangs away from you, its breath smells like someone blowing the smell of rotting meat directly into your face.
My hero.
All right, back to Jericho. Jericho, what do you do?
I think Jericho is just gonna throw an axe at it. Just pull the hand axe off of their belt and just throw it right in its face.
Go for it.
Potentially. That is a 13 to hit.
13 is a miss as the axe blade just glances off of the creature's hide, having no apparent effect on it, as it madly slashes its jaws against the flat of the blade that's holding it back from Adewale.
Yeah. Does there look like there's any part of it that's fleshy, or is it just all bone and ridges?
It looks like it's basically a enormous bone spider, like someone had built this monstrosity out of bone and then filled it with meat.
No, I don't like that.
And bad breath.
And bad breath.
And bad breath.
I'm just kidding. I'm trying to get distance myself from it.
All right. Keep your distance some more. What are you doing?
Okay, I am mage armored up. I'm going to get into melee range of this giant spider like an idiot. Bonus action, I'm going to cast Shalala, which will turn my quarterstaff, any attacks I make with it, using, instead of my strength modifier, my spellcasting modifier. And then I am going to make an attack with my quarterstaff.
Please do.
Give him the business.
8 on the die. Sorry, this is actually the first time I ever cast this spell. Let me read it really quick. Okay, so it will be a 8. 14 does a 14 hit.
14 does not hit.
Cool.
Describe your swing on this creature.
Yeah, so when she casts onto this quarterstaff, she stomps it into the ground, and gold glowing energy enwraps her staff, and she does a giant swing towards the spider and got too excited and missed.
Catch empty air, barely missing the thing's head, as the spider uses its legendary action, and you see its green eyes glow all the brighter as horrid, dripping goo starts spilling out of its maw.
We're getting gooey.
Very gooey.
I see what you did there.
All right, Lathander, what you got?
Okay, Luthander is maintaining his distance as best he can, taking another shot with the short bow. Rolling a 20, D20. Rolling a 20, I hope. Let's see. It's a natural 1.
Oh my gosh.
I shoot myself in the foot with my short bow accidentally.
Like harmlessly in like the very tip of the toe leather, so just only your pride is hurt.
It's great. Yeah. It's going as well as my saving of the child from the bear.
That worked out great in the end, so I predicted the same.
It's going exactly how I... Oh, that reminds me. That is that of any use right now?
No. Short answer, no. Short answer, no. The long answer is no.
Thank you. Thank you, I'm done.
Nevitz.
Okay, so while Steven misunderstood the exact battlefield geometry last turn, Nevitz has never been more certain after watching everyone else miss, some of us twice, that Adewale is our only home. So Nevitz is running forward, using halfling nimbleness to first dodge in between his brother's legs and then jumping, kind of crisscrossing to avoid being stomped by the spider. to get behind it and do one stab at advantage, but more importantly, give an advantage to Adewale.
Okay. Roll for it.
A natural 1, which I get to re-roll.
Yep.
Which is, the other one was a 14. The natural 1 re-rolled was an 18 for a 24 to hit.
That definitely hits. Roll damage, please.
All right, come on, gooey cube die.
Get it.
A natural 1, which does not get to re-roll, plus 4, so 5 points of damage.
5 points of damage. Now, please describe your sword dancing strike into the spider.
So after tumbling between the legs of the spider and getting up, he kind of tries to launch forward and stab with his itty-bitty scimitar, and it just barely pokes through the chitinous exterior. And as he pulls it back, there's a little bit of viscous blood on it, but it does not seem to hurt the spider as much as he would have hoped.
And in fact, the spider begins to rotate itself around to face the source of this new annoyance. In time for Adewale to be up.
Congratulations on being an annoyance, by the way.
I'm gonna take a great swing with a great swing with a great sword. English.
The greatest.
Okay, that's a good roll with advantage. I'll take the first one. I got a natural 1 on the second one, so I'll take the 17. Plus
17 hits?
Yeah. Okay. Cool. It was 18 total. So as I'm swinging my sword down, electrical sparks of arcane and magic start coursing through my sword as I swing away for a total of 11 damage.
11 damage.
There we go.
And it has to make a save. Constitution save and throw. It fails.
And what's the effect?
It has disadvantage until my next turn. Or on all attacks until my next turn, I should say.
Okay.
That could be very helpful.
It will indeed, because the spider is still lunging for the exposed Nevitz, who looks delicious there, just sitting there as a plump little halfling.
A little hors d'oeuvre, just...
Oh no.
He's spry.
And it rolls a 1. So you're fine.
There we go.
Describe.
Is it the second one?
But describe for it, Nevitz, how you dodge the spider lunging for you.
I don't think it was even Nevitz dodging. Nevitz was still kind of surprised that he found himself in that situation when the spider turned. And as its head was coming down, that's right when Adewale hit it from the backside, pulling its attention away, and Nevitz just is able to tumble to the left.
All right. Jericho, back to you.
I don't think I have another casting of Thunderwave. I think that was it. Seeing as how the axe didn't work, I'm going to throw my dagger now. Pull my dagger off my belt and throw that too.
Throw everything in.
This time it's 14.
14, also a miss. The dagger likewise clatters harmlessly off the thing's thick hide.
I cower.
You gotta throw that huge D20 at it next time.
Okay, I'm gonna throw the big. I used to have one that was like the size of a baseball. I need to get that one again. It'll be even louder.
There you go.
God.
More, back to you.
All right. I'm angry now. I'm gonna wield my quarterstaff two hands,
Okay.
and I am just gonna let out a battle cry as I take another swing at this guy. Natural 20.
There it is. There it is.
Yes!
Bash his face in.
10 damage.
10 damage.
I just keep remembering that it's got more hit points than all of us combined. So I'm kind of knocking off one of us each time this happens. So this is great. We're down 2 of us, I think.
Hold on. It calculated that with your strength score, not your spell modifier.
Oh, it used my charisma. Sorry.
So instead of -2,
It should be plus your charisma bonus because Shalala. That's the whole point of the spell. So basically, because it did -2 because it was using your strength, but since it's using your spellcasting modifier, it should be
okay.
+4. So instead of doing 10 damage, it should do 16 damage.
Yes, you are right. Thank you.
that's a full 3 hanataz.
All right, Lathander, you're up.
All right. Luthander's got a nice little process happening here. He shoots something, usually not the creature that he's trying to shoot, and then waits to see what else happens. I will... How many arrows have I got? 20. I've got 18 arrows left, so I am going to continue with the short bow. That is a 12 plus 6 for 18.
That's a hit.
Finally.
1d6 plus 4 piercing. 4 plus 6. 4 plus 4. 8.
Plus your sneak attack because you have allies in melee with it.
Hey! Another d6. Another 4. 12.
For a total of 12.
That's another hanataz down.
And in response, the Arachnid Queen is going to use its legendary action to blast Necrotic Web at Lathander.
Oh, not this again.
14.
I'm a 15.
So you're good.
Yes.
You managed to tell me how you dodged the vomit of necrotic spiderweb being thrown at you.
I do the surprised scream face that teenagers can do so well as I see the necrotic sludge coming at me, and I just flat out hit the ground, like on my back, pancake myself, and it flies
Harmlessly over.
misses me by millimeters.
Stop,
as
drop, and
I,
roll.
hit the ground. Yeah, that's it.
Works every time. Nevitz, you're up.
Nevitz, trusting the system that he does more just by being in a place to give advantage to his brother, he's going to take a swing. Natural 1, which will be rerolled. Natural 16 and natural 13 for a 22 to hit.
That'll hit.
1d6 plus 4. That's 8 points of damage.
Nevitz, tell me how you finished the fight.
Yes.
Very unexpectedly. He's at this point, he just saw it reach around or turn around to shoot at Luthander, and he just jumps up. He's got to jump to even hit the undercarriage of this thing, and he just stabs up, and it hits something vital, and instead of a small stream of viscous, everything just pours right back on Nevitz's face. He's like, Gah! And it falls down, and he's both pleased and not so pleased all at the same time.
And with that, this thing that's the size of an oxen comes crashing down on top of Nevitz.
Eddie!
Adwal is going to lift the spider, not all the way up, but just enough to where Nevitz can get out.
And yeah, he climbs out.
I just want to let you know, brother, you stole my kill.
I'm sure you'll get the next 5, Eddie.
As the green glow in the creature's eyes slowly dulls until it goes out entirely, more. You hear a now familiar voice whispering in your ear. You have taken my queen, but I shall soon take yours. And then you feel this sense of weight coming off of you, like someone had taken a heavy backpack off your shoulders and just lifted it off, and your mind feels more clear than it has ever since you woke up.
Moore takes the first deep breath of the day and just looks to the group, big smile on her face. We did it, guys. She did threaten to kill the queen, but hey, we did it. You know what? Hey, Robert!
Queen?
You see a spider face up from 60 feet, poke over at the lip of the well. Yes!
How is the rope?
Almost done.
Okay.
It's been almost done for about, ever.
I hope he understands the assignment.
Well, remember, a round
Robert.
of combat in Dungeons & Dragons is 6 seconds long, so he's only had an additional 18 seconds to work on this thing.
I
Given
thought a
there's,
round of combat was a minute.
No. Round of combat, 6 seconds.
given there's no longer a evil threat at the end of the tunnel, do we want to search for the gold before we
the half.
extricate us? I'm just saying we've already done the work.
What? I'm just saying.
And I'd rather not run into any surprises like the little critters that be running around with this thing. 2 of the smaller ones took out 2 of us.
I agree. It's just there is tale of a bag of gold somewhere down here which we have not found.
I'm gonna yell up to Robert. Hey, Robert, can you put in a good word with your friends if we want to go back into the tunnels?
Robert pokes his head back over the lip of the well. No friends in tunnels. Only the bad thing and the eggs.
I turn to Nevitz. There's eggs, Nevitz. Are you sure you want to go find gold when there's eggs?
No, now I want to go destroy all of the eggs so that they don't hatch and kill the people after we leave.
We could tell someone else. We could put a big sign that says "Do not enter eggs."
That we're missing. I'm gonna sit down.
I'm just text is appearing above my head. The people of this town have been ugly to us. They get what they deserve.
Where's that?
Who impregnated the spider for eggs to be created?
Robert pokes his head back up though. That was me.
Oh, okay. Well, that question's answered.
Can we ask what Robert would say if he knew the bad thing was dead, assuming it's the boss we just killed? Yeah, will he help us out?
Robert, we killed the bad thing. Will you help us out now?
Robert pokes his spider face back over the lip of the wall. The bad thing is destroyed?
Yes.
Yes. Of course I will help you. Use friends to spider, Robert.
And you just give Luthander a thumbs up. We're in.
And this enormous spider comes clattering back down the well the way it came. The rope swaying back and forth as this bulk moves.
Robert, is this rude? But I've always wanted to do this. Can you carry me as we explore the tunnels?
Robert sort of tilts his body a little bit like he's sizing you up and says, "Yes, of course. Come." And he crouches down so you can climb up on top of his back.
Oh, hell yeah, I do. And I look to the group. You're going to tell everybody about this, okay?
The bards will sing a bit more.
Thank you.
Everybody.
Let's do the exploration.
So, more, you climb atop this huge spider's back. The hairs are coarse and bristly, but you can kind of find a way for you to straddle its thorax, and the motion is a little lurchy, but you can hang on.
And away we go.
Can we just confirm that Robert finished with the rope? Because that would be a great thing to finish right now.
Adewale will tug on the rope pretty hard just to make sure that he can hold his weight.
Yeah, so you feel the rope goes taut, but does not fall back down.
Oh, I think I could climb up with this. Robert did a good job.
Should we keep Robert? No, that's inappropriate, right?
I want to be Robert's friend forever.
We can't bring Robert back. It would
I hate to think of the food bill, but if he wants to join us, I mean...
I think he's a great attraction. I think people would pay good money to see him be cool and do crazy stuff.
Robert, what do you think about adventuring out in the world and...
eating as many cows as you want?
Yes, so many cows.
Yes, Robert likes cows.
He's in.
Starting with those farmers who were mean to us.
Are we doing this?
It's odd that Adewale is being one of the more sensible people in this situation.
Adewale has a 13 intelligence. He's not dumb.
No, he normally goes along with dumb stuff, but this...
I see nothing good or wrong. This seems like a brilliant plan to me.
Yeah, no, it sounds like a good money maker, man.
Or another reason for cities to turn us away.
That's a future hanataz problem.
Yeah.
I love monsters.
I think Nevitz would do the same. Well, I'm sure the spider can see, but the rest of us can't. So I'd still throw the stone out ahead so Moore can see where the spider's taking her.
Okay. So with that, are you going back to where you had found Robert last?
Yeah, back east, take a right, go south till we get to the Robert room, and then continue on.
So as you continue up to the north of the corridor, you see that there's a room, the very end of the northern corridor, and then a new corridor that breaks off just before that door that shoots off toward the east.
Moore, does Robert know anything beyond here, or has he gone this far?
Robert, have you seen anything really shiny in these tunnels?
Robert sort of bobs up and down as you sit astride it and says, "Yes, shiny thing in the bad thing's lair."
Okay, can you take us to the shiny things?
Yes. So Robert begins lumbering down the eastern corridor, which you see has a door that appears to the north and another much more ornate door appearing at the end of the tunnel to the east. And Robert turns his bulk towards that northern door where you can see this huge mass of green webbing all crisscrossing back and forth in the room, like this maze of crystalline green web all over the place that stinks with that chemical smell that the arachnids have left behind.
Set it ablaze, brother.
So I will do Flame Blade, and I will touch my scimitar off to some of the webbing to see if I can start burning it away before we go in there.
As you burn some of the web away, you can see where the green tunnel opens up, where there's a portion of the wall at the back that's standing about 8 feet high with this polygon-shaped device, the 5-pointed star set in the center of it in the stone. And at each point in the star is a little circular depression. And then it looks like there's hanging from pegs on the side of the stone are 5 more devices, each with an engraving on it. Barely protruding above the webs, looks like some sort of stone dais that juts out from the base, this rune-covered facing. And all around the room, there's all sorts of bits of fur and torn clothing and other bones mixed in with the web.
More. I think this goes back. I was going to say, Nevitz walks back, curiosity not killing the hanataz this time, and he tells his colleagues that he believes the fulfillment of the omen we had heard is before us. And is there writing above that?
Yeah.
And Nevitz pulls out his journal and casts light on his hand so he can read it, and he will read off the entire thing to everyone. 5 points set on a wall of stone, a secret there to learn. Listen well of what we speak, the answer to discern. The highest place is day's dark night, her greatness over all. To the east is living death, who heeds this dark lord's call. Below and left the sage's delight, her passion burns within. Her sister to the right of her, she brews the deadly sin. From the west the dark flow runs, the darkest spell is cast. Give due to them their rightful place, or this could be your last.
This could be your last.
Are these gold things next to the pentagram diagram? Are those like things that you could take out of the wall potentially to place in the holes?
Yep, so each of those pegs has its own separate marking on them. And you see that there is a peg that is marked with an eclipse, one that is marked with a skull token, one that is marked with a whip, one that is marked with a potion bottle, and then one that is marked with a black river.
Okay. So the highest day is day's dark night. So that's north. And that would probably be an eclipse.
Yeah.
Okay. And then let's see. Are we doing this?
I think we could talk about this for a long time, but we're never going to not do it, so I think we should just plunge ahead.
All right. Push it in.
Hanataz, curiosity, we're going to do it.
All right.
We feel
Who's
good about...
Who's pushing in the token?
We feel good about the eclipse. I think Nevitz has probably he's probably the most spry, so he'll pull it up. And
also the shortest by far.
Yeah, as he looks, he second guesses this and is like, he hands it to Adewale. I think you can do this.
So as you put the token in, once you align it up with the lip of hole in the pentagram, it almost sinks in of its own accord, and you hear this soft sigh throughout the room.
Next.
To the east is living earth. Can you give us the 4 remaining ones again? There's a skull,
A whip, potion, and black river.
Okay.
I mean, from the west, the darkest flow runs, so the west one would be the river. We can work that way.
So we did
Slot it in there.
Black River to the west.
He's going to slot it.
As you slide it, you hear the same strange sensation as it's almost like the wall sucks in the token. And there's another contented sigh that echoes through the room.
So below the left would be the whip, the Sage's Delight.
Yeah.
Nevitz can do this one, so he'll do on the bottom left. He'll put the whip.
And as you slide into the bottom left, you hit that same sigh in the room as the wall sucks in the token.
To the east is Dark Lord's, or living death, so that's probably the skull.
Let's go.
The east one?
Yes.
Oh, that's the higher up one. Adewale will put that in there.
It sinks in, and there's another sigh.
No, not just leave the potion.
Yep, the potion goes in the last one.
As you do this, you hear a voice reverberating through the room that almost feels like it's a message that was ordered here long, long ago. But the voice is definitely familiar to more. You hear someone say, "Well done, my apprentice. You have passed the first test. You may now take the key of initiation into the hall beyond. Once you have crossed the portal, another trial awaits. Continue your path. The glory of the Necromancer shall be yours." And then the entire pentagram rotates once and then slides away into the wall. As it does, you see that behind there are 2 sacks of coins, a small box of intricately carved white wood, and then it looks like there is a weapon in a scabbard that looks exotic, like it's something you haven't seen and used anywhere in West Verdestia in your lifetime. And there's also a peg that looks like where someone might have once hung a key, but is now empty.
Take sacks, take sword, take whatever else is in there, and rope.
That was more that heard that voice, right? None of us heard it.
You all heard that voice.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay.
Everyone could hear that one.
And wait, so we're expecting there to be a key there or something, and there is no key.
That's what the voice told you.
Yeah, that's perhaps telling us something. We might not have been the first one through here.
Well, I'm also trying to think back of that map we found at the very beginning, because it did not speak of, like, why they came here in the first place.
This is a bad time to also point out I've been feeling necromantic energy, like, all day, and now we've run into a necromancer who was believed to be dead, and now there's a missing key to an apprentice who needs more necromancy powers, and this is all probably to kill the queen.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing. I still think we should grab the sacks of gold and everything else in there, that nice looking sword thing, and the intricately carved white things, and skedaddle.
Yeah, can we just inspect the intricate white things to see what that is, Nate?
Yeah, so there's a small box of carved out of white wood. Can't quite determine what sort of wood this actually is, but inside the hinged lid, you can see that there is a silver necklace with a jade pendant, and then a small, finely crafted leather pouch that hasn't been touched in a long time.
Curiosity being what it is, Nevitz will first pull out the scroll of detect magic and cast that on the items to see if either one is magic before opening the bag.
Using detect magic, so he's focusing on what might be at work here. It looks like nothing in the box is itself magical.
And nor the sword, because it's area of effect, right?
For detect magic is yes. With that, you're also trying to tune out all of the other magics around there, because there is a slew of magics that have enchanted this little chamber.
Mm-hmm.
And so as you concentrate, you can find the different points within 30 feet of you as per the spell. But within these specific items in the box, none of it is magic.
In that case, he will open up the leather pouch,
Inside,
standing away in case it blows up.
Rude decision, but no. Inside simply are some very, very old coins.
Can I do a history check to see if somehow I know how old from what how long this has been here?
Sure.
19.
It takes you a moment to put together why these coins seem so unusual, but that's when you realize it's because they are actually stamped with the seal of the Ethernic Empire, which predates the woe of ruin that broke magic across the world. So these coins are very, very old, probably a sought-after collector's item, but they are from a literal different age of the world.
Nevitz would relay that to the group and then look up. I mean, Ade's already put forward the idea that we don't search for the key. My only question would be, is we don't see any other exits from this room?
If you peer into the actual nest of the queen, you can see that just beyond there is a room that feels warm and wet and humid, and it looks like the walls and ceilings are covered with these gray-green blob-like masses that are sort of peppered throughout there, almost like tumors.
Eggs.
I don't feel like omelets.
Do we set it ablaze, or do we extricate ourselves?
Do we confirm with our friend Robert that he is happy with us burning his
Progeny?
mutant progeny?
Hey Robert, what are your thoughts on children?
This is really going quickly.
The answer to that could be quite a surprise.
Children can be delicious.
You
That's
can
what I
burn the
thought.
eggs, guys. You can. It's okay. He's not gonna be sad.
You didn't specify his children.
Fair enough. Robert, do you mind if we burn everything here, including the eggs?
Oh, please.
He says, please.
I've got Firebolt. That's my only cantrip that can do this. So I will look to the party and see, do we all agree on this? And then kind of, does anyone else have cantrips that can do damage just in case they start waking up and coming at us?
Sacred Flame.
Jericho?
I don't know if I have any, like, stuff that can do damage, really. I mean, I can Vicious Mockery, but that's about it.
Nevitz would definitely look around and say, everyone be prepared. Our other ideas have not gone off without consequence. And he will just start doing cantrip firebolts in there.
So Nevitz, as you do, the necrotic webbing catches alight almost instantly, just like dry kindling. And then as it reaches those huge tumor-like things, there's a loud popping sound followed by what's almost like human screams as the creatures twitch inside of them and then curl up in the flames.
And it's just disturbing, but it's not dangerous. By the way, I know we kind of just went past it more. That's the voice you've been hearing in your head all day?
Yeah, you can see, why I don't want it in my head.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Then I kind of feel we've finished this, so there's one more door that we haven't checked out yet, which maybe it's an easier way out than climbing up the rope, and maybe there's more treasure.
We really want to tempt fate, Nevitz.
There's a key.
There's no key. We don't got a key.
Someone's already let this thing out, whatever it is.
Yeah, the Necromancer has enough power to kill the queen. That's beyond our control. You wanna go save
For
the
now.
queen?
I'd prefer to check the last door before we go save the queen.
I prefer. We don't have. Is the door unlocked? Can we just check if the door is unlocked?
I really
So,
want to
Jericho's
save the
inspecting
queen,
the door
guys.
right now.
Yep. Excellent work, Jericho. So Jericho, as you look at that door at the end of the hallway, you see the door appears to be made out of a single sheet of metal, maybe corroded brass or bronze. And then upon at the face of the door is this huge ornate gargoyle head crafted out of the same substance. And you can see no handle, no keyhole, or any other visible means of opening the door. Just that a strange, a very subtle breeze coming from under it.
Is the gargoyle hot?
What?
Like, he fit?
It's more of a stylized dog-faced gargoyle than like the
Wow.
It's kind of hot.
not to yuck your yum, but that's the not conventionally attractive gargoyle.
I look back at everybody. I make the pantomime gesture of turning a knob, and then I point at where the knob should be.
Oh darn, there's no way to get inside. I guess we have to turn around.
For once, I agree with Moore here. I sincerely believe we should turn around and head back to our family, Nevitz.
Yes, family.
I concur. And as Nevitz says that, he's slowly pushing a scimitar against the door in the face of the gargoyle.
So Nevitz, as you press the blade of your scimitar to the door, the gargoyle's head shudders for just an almost imperceptible moment, and then you see an oily black smoke begin to spew forth from its mouth.
Nope. I'm gonna grab Nevitz.
Robert, go! I just kick him like a horse.
Yep, and Robert, gladly rears up a little, trying to make a little whinny sound. It's more like a begins scampering back towards the well.
And I pick up Nevitz and follow after the spider. And Moore.
Does the gargoyle does not say anything?
No.
You. I will deal with you later.
Oh, Luthander's down with getting up and out of here.
Robert the spider races down to the corridor back towards the daylight. You see that there's the rope still attached securely to the web to the top of the well, with the unconscious man still tied to the end of it.
Oh, Christ. We're
Yes,
the
I'm
worst.
going there.
We are the worst.
Thanks for the reminder.
Adewale is going to put Nevitz on the rope and say, climb. Nothing else. Climb.
And Nevitz will ascend. As the lightest one, he'll go up first, and then he'll make sure it is in fact tight enough for everyone else to climb up.
Yep, and the rope seems to be fully secured. And as you come up over the lip of the well, that the rope has been just splattered completely with spider webbing all along the trunk of the gnarled old tree that the rope had originally been tied to.
And are there signs of what oozed acid or poison or whatever it is that burnt through this rope? Like, are there tracks or anything at the top of the well as we ascend?
Make a perception check.
6.
No, not that you can see.
Adewale is going to look at Jericho. You're next. Up.
I start climbing.
All right. And Jericho easily gets out nimbly from the top of the well.
Points at Moore. You're next. Up.
I have Robert. Robert, let's go.
You cheater.
Robert, all 8 legs splayed, skitters up the well with ease.
Okay. Well, Luthander, up.
All right, I'm climbing up.
Again, Lathander, no issue whatsoever getting yourself up the rope out of this well.
I'm so scared about what's to happen. Adewale starts making his way up the rope.
Okay. And Adewale, as you go, you can feel the tension in the rope. Your massive bulk goes arm over arm, hand over hand. But after just a minute or two of exertion, you manage to crest the top of the well.
Thank God. All right, and then he's going to pull up the rope to pull up the unconscious man.
So he comes over the side of the well, which is like a big thump of leaves and dead grass around you.
Now, trick is to find a way to convince everyone that we did not go to the woods, kidnap a man, and knock him unconscious and rob him.
I suspect if we put him on the back of Spider Robert with Moore, no one will come close to us, and we can get back to camp and tell the elders.
That's a very good point.
What time of day does it look like it's outside right now?
Mid-morning, maybe just an hour to probably hour before noon.
We've had a day.
Yeah, that's only
It's
been
only
up
been that long. Oh my gosh.
Usually take an hour
easy
break
drink.
down at the bottom of the well.
Can Spider Robert carry the unconscious man and more? I suspect she will not give up her seat.
Yeah, you just sling him over the back.
I need
Spiders have
everyone
like
to
that
see
big
me
bulbous back.
riding into the Carnival on a spider. Okay, this is important, Nevitz.
He's honestly, he's sketching it in the book. He knows you'll want a copy later.
Oh,
Can
definitely.
I make like a little flower crown for like the spider?
Oh,
So it
Sure.
makes him look festive. I'm gonna make a little flower crown with flowers and like put it on
Circus
his head.
spider.
Yeah, he's part of the crew.
part of the family.
Oh, he's hanataz now.
Yeah.
All right. So we're making our way back to camp, back to our circus, back to our Carnival.
Is everyone going to freak out if we turn up with Robert?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
lovely,
they are.
lovely guy, but maybe we need to have a plan for this.
He's got a flower crown. He's clearly one of the family.
Our Beastmaster, I mean, we have kind of a sideshow because our Beastmaster has a manticore and I think an owlbear.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
Okay, all right.
what's a giant spider?
giant
Except
spiders.
for another attraction.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Now, I'm sure the locals will freak out, but that's part of keeping them away from the unconscious body that we did not do that to.
So we retrace our steps back to the Carnival. Do we run into anything along the way?
So no, actually, even though the air is still quite crisp with the coming of dark tide, the sun is still bright in the sky, and it seems that in spite of having an unconscious man lash the back of a giant spider that Moore is riding, the air seems to have a bit of levity to it, and Moore in particular feels like That dark cloud that had been over you this entire day has, for the moment at least, lifted.
Moore's just beaming, just smiling and giddy right now. She's like, today's been a great day, guys. I don't know what you think, but I feel great.
You almost died.
Hey, but I didn't.
So as you arrive at the southern end of the Carnival, you see, that there's a small group of hanataz who are taking a break from their show, stretching, relaxing, taking a drink and eating a quick snack. And then as your troop approaches, little Vezi, who's hanging around there, just points and gasps like, "Oh, look! They're amazing!" Everyone turns to see the spectacle of the giant spider that Moore is riding with a stranger, and then with all the rest of you happen to now be carrying quite a sum of loot.
I think we should make our way quickly to the private tent so we can put the money in the company coffers.
Are there any normies around?
Any normies? Make a perception check there for me, please. Adewale.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'll take that. Holy macaroni. It's a 19 on the die. Plus.
19 on the die. So,
That's 23 total.
As a matter of fact, yes. You look around just trying to kind of lay the land to make sure that the constable with the fancy cape isn't about to get in your grill, or that no townies are freaking out. You, Adewale, spy someone who definitely is not hanataz and definitely sticks out. The man has grayish purple skin as he stands near the edge of the woods watching you, and it looks like there is a starburst scar that he's ritually carved into his forehead.
Seems suspect.
And as he makes eyes with Adewale, he strides up to you, one hand on the hilt of his weapon as he lowers his voices. "You there, boy? I must ask a question that will determine who lives and who dies this day." And that's where we'll end the session.
Oh, mother! Oh, that is holy!
This guy's trying to test us.
Let's do this. Who?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us on Visions, Veiled and Violent, a D&D actual play of GUI Cube's Darkest Dream adventure from the Red Star Rising campaign. Check out their amazing content at GUICube.com. Also, a special thank you to Tabletop Audio for providing the fantastic music that accompanied this episode. As ever, please like, rate, and subscribe to us wherever you get your podcast. And, if you can, help us out at Patreon by supporting us at the $3 tier. We hope to continue to share our collective storytelling with the community, and that's all made possible by your support. So please, tell your friends. Remember, you don't know the burden others have carried to arrive at your gaming table, so be kind. Safe travels until next week when we return to Visions, Veiled and Violent.